Imagine a predator that can lie perfectly still for hours, then strike with a force that launches a 150-kilogram body through the air in a split second. In the tangled waterways of northern Australia, the saltwater crocodile can accelerate from a motionless glide to a burst of speed that exceeds 30 meters per second, covering the distance from a riverbank to a struggling prey in the blink of an eye. Most of us picture these massive reptiles as lumbering beasts, yet the truth is startlingly different. Their muscles are tuned like a high-performance engine, allowing an ambush that seems more like a well-orchestrated surprise than brute force. This single jaw-dropping fact, how a creature that can grow over 6 meters long can move with such lightning speed, forces us to reevaluate everything we think we know about reptilian hunting. It is a reminder that nature often hides its most astonishing feats behind a veneer of calm, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal its astonishing power. To understand this astonishing predator, we must first locate its kingdom. Saltwater crocodiles, the largest living reptiles on Earth, dominate the brackish estuaries, mangrove swamps, and lowland rivers of Southeast Asia, the Indo-Pacific Islands, and northern Australia. Their domain is a mosaic of tidal waterways where fresh and salt water mingle, creating a rich feeding ground for fish, birds, and mammals. Here, the water is warm, the currents gentle, and the banks are lined with twisted roots that offer perfect hiding spots. These crocodiles are not confined to a single river. They roam across hundreds of kilometers, even venturing into the open ocean on rare, purposeful migrations. Their presence shapes the entire ecosystem, influencing the behavior of countless species that either avoid or rely on the lurking danger. By picturing this vibrant, tangled landscape, we gain the context needed to appreciate why such a formidable ambush strategy has evolved, thriving in a world where every ripple could mean life or death. Scientists have spent decades decoding the mechanics behind the crocodile's lethal strike. They have measured the force of a bite that can exceed 36 newtons, enough to crush bone like a nutcracker. Their vision is fine-tuned. Eyes and pressure sensors on the snout detect the faintest vibrations, while their thick, armor-like scales protect vital muscles during the explosive launch. Researchers have also charted the animal's cardiovascular system, discovering a heart that can pump blood at a rate 10 times faster during a chase, delivering oxygen to muscles in an instant. The hunting strategy is simple yet brilliant. Remain motionless, let prey approach, then unleash a rapid, sideways lunge that snaps the jaws shut within milliseconds. These findings, gathered through field observation and motion capture technology, paint a picture of a creature perfectly engineered for ambush, blending raw power with precise timing. The science confirms that every aspect of the crocodile's anatomy works in concert, turning a quiet riverbank into a stage for one of nature's most efficient killings. Even seasoned herpetologists were stunned when they discovered that saltwater crocodiles can manipulate water temperature to aid their ambush. By positioning themselves in shallow, sun-warmed pools during the hottest part of the day, they create a thin layer of warm water that rises gently, masking their silhouette against the bright surface. This subtle thermal camouflage makes it nearly impossible for prey to detect the predator's outline, as the heat diffuses the visual cues that many animals rely on. Moreover, the crocodiles can alter their body posture to cast a shadow that aligns perfectly with the surrounding vegetation, rendering them virtually invisible from above. This behavior, observed in remote river systems through infrared imaging, defies the long-held belief that crocodiles rely solely on brute strength. It reveals a level of environmental intelligence, using physics and the sun's energy to turn a simple riverbank into a sophisticated stealth arena. The discovery reshapes our understanding of reptilian hunting, showing that cunning can be just as lethal as raw power. One of the most astonishing aspects of the saltwater crocodile's hunting art is its patience. Researchers equipped with motion sensing cameras have recorded individual crocs remaining perfectly still for up to 14 hours, breathing shallowly, eyes barely flickering. During this period, they monitor subtle changes in water flow, the rustle of leaves, and the vibration of distant footsteps. When the perfect moment arrives, a freshwater fish breaking the surface or a capybara stepping onto the bank, the predator releases its stored energy in an explosive burst, covering the distance in less than a second. This extreme waiting game is not merely a matter of endurance, it is a metabolic adaptation. The crocodile's heart rate can drop to a mere few beats per minute, conserving oxygen while maintaining readiness. This blend of physiological slowdown and razor-sharp alertness turns time itself into a weapon, allowing the reptile to outlast any prey that might otherwise flee. It teaches us that sometimes the greatest power lies not in speed, but in the mastery of stillness. The truly uncanny twist in the crocodile's ambush story emerges when the predator uses the river itself as a launch pad. In tidal zones where the water level rises and falls with the moon, a crocodile can time its strike with the incoming tide, allowing the force of the water to add momentum to its forward thrust. As the tide surges, the animal subtly pushes off the riverbed, converting the current's kinetic energy into an additional boost. The result is a leaping motion that can propel the crocodile out of the water, snatching birds from low branches or snapping up unsuspecting mammals that wander too close to the bank. This synergy of biological power and environmental physics is rarely observed and was first documented by a team studying nocturnal hunting patterns using night vision drones. It blurs the line between animal instinct and natural engineering, showing that the crocodile not only adapts to its habitat, it actively harnesses it, turning the river's rhythm into a deadly weapon. What does this extraordinary ambush strategy reveal about life on Earth? First, it underscores the profound influence of physics on evolution. By exploiting water dynamics, temperature gradients, and silent wading, the saltwater crocodile demonstrates that survival can hinge on mastering the environment as much as on anatomical prowess. This insight resonates across disciplines. Engineers study the crocodile's low-drag posture for underwater vehicle design, while ecologists recognize that apex predators can regulate ecosystem health by controlling prey populations through such efficient hunting. Moreover, the crocodile's ability to modulate its metabolism for extended stillness offers clues for medical research into metabolic suppression, potentially informing treatments for organ preservation. In a broader sense, the creature reminds us that evolution often favors subtle, integrated solutions over flashy adaptations. The river becomes a collaborator, not just a backdrop, turning ordinary water into a catalyst for extraordinary survival. Such lessons echo through the natural world, encouraging us to look for hidden partnerships between organisms and their habitats. Human societies have long been haunted and fascinated by the silent hunter of the waterways. Indigenous peoples of Australia tell stories of the big water beast, embedding the crocodile's ambush tactics into myths that warn children of the dangers lurking beneath. In ancient trade routes, the crocodile's skin became a coveted luxury, its fearsome reputation turning it into a symbol of power on royal thrones. Modern science has also been shaped by these reptiles. Early naturalists who survived close encounters inspired the first detailed studies of reptilian physiology. Today, ecotourism operations bring visitors to riverbanks at twilight, hoping to glimpse the moment the water ripples as a giant predator lunges. This blend of fear, reverence, and curiosity fuels conservation efforts, as communities recognize that protecting the crocodile also safeguards the delicate mangrove ecosystems they depend on. The ancient ambush, once a tale of terror, now serves as a bridge linking humanity to the wild, reminding us that our stories are intertwined with the very creatures we share the planet with. Despite the flood of discoveries, many questions about the saltwater crocodile's ambush remain unanswered. How exactly do they sense the minute temperature differentials that aid their thermal camouflage? What neural pathways coordinate the precise timing of a tide-assisted launch? Researchers are also puzzled by variations in ambush tactics across different river systems. Do local environmental pressures sculpt distinct hunting scripts, or is there a universal playbook? Additionally, the long-term impact of climate change on water temperature and tidal patterns could alter the effectiveness of these strategies, but the extent of this influence is still unknown. Cutting-edge studies now employ autonomous underwater drones equipped with sonar and AI-driven pattern recognition to track hidden predators in real time, hoping to capture the fleeting moments of decision-making. Until these mysteries are solved, the crocodile remains a living enigma, a reminder that nature still holds secrets beyond our current grasp. When the river finally settles and the crocodile retreats into the shadows, we are left with a quiet revelation. The most astonishing wonders often hide in plain sight, awaiting only a patient eye to notice. The saltwater crocodile's ambush is not merely a spectacle of power, but a masterclass in subtlety, patience, and partnership with the environment. It teaches us that beauty can be fierce, that silence can roar, and that the world's most extraordinary stories are written in the spaces between movement. As the sun dips below the horizon and the water glistens with lingering ripples, we recognize that every riverbank, every tide, every still moment holds the potential for awe. In that stillness, the strange and the true converge, reminding us that the planet is an endless source of mystery and wonder, waiting for us to listen.